Derek, it's almost a week from that magical night. Is the achievement fully sunk in yet?
Yeah, I think so. I think it will live long in the memory, I think, for everyone involved. Friday night was really dramatic. The way it ended, it was like a fine story. The plot, just at the very end, the winning goal and how everybody in the ground celebrated from a Kilmarnock perspective, and we had it all to do. You know, we delighted with the players that they dealt with the game. You know, obviously first half never went according to plan. We never played anywhere near like ourselves. We have to deal with losing a goal and a counter attack, which we're annoyed about. And we had it all to do. The question was being asked, and the players deserve so much credit for dealing with the game. The squad as a whole have dealt with the demand on them all season. There's been the scrutiny and the pressure on them from day one. There's been a responsibility from everybody towards everybody to get the club back up at the first chance. And I'm delighted that the squad have dealt with that as well. It's important that we met that responsibility. But in terms of Friday night and how it played out, it was just terrific to see the scenes in the Rugby Park the way it was. You know, I think you see so many young supporters who will remember that, and that generation of supporters we need to keep a hold of, and how exciting it was. You know, if we had, you know, if Arbroath don't win the game against Queen of South the week before, we could have won the title sitting in the house. But for us, it was being able to do it and beat your closest challenger was always the way I felt it had to be. You know, when we came in, there was not even guarantees of playoffs. There was a lot of teams running about. There was 5 really for 4 slots, and one of them winning a title. And we had so much work to do to convince the players and convince everybody connected with the club that we could be the best team in the league. So we set about that task. Obviously, we won home games here against Raith, who were running about us. We beat Inverness here, we beat Partick Thistle here, and ultimately every time you beat the teams running about you take the wind out of their sails as well. But we still had to beat Arbroath, and that was the one game that I felt that, you know, to win anything, you've got to beat your closest challengers, and we managed to do that. So we never depended on anybody. We dealt with our own business, which pleases me. And any team, a lot of teams have had a lot of plaudits this season, but the best team wins the league, and the best team are us.
A final match of the season now, one you can enjoy given the responsibility and pressure that you know came beforehand.
Yeah, we say that, and in theory it sounds good that you try and enjoy it, but once, obviously, day before the game, you pick a team, you set the team up, you go through your shape and your set plays, everything feels normal. And when we turn up there tomorrow night, we want to win the game. The professional heads kick in, and you know, that demand to be as good as we can be should be there. We'll have over 2,500 fans at the game, and we want to try and finish things off properly. So to do that, we're going to have to play well. There's obviously still a bit on the game for Raith Rovers, and they'll come out, I'm pretty sure, with full intent of getting off to a quick start in the game. We've got to be ready for it. And the game could have been a lot more on it than what it is for us, and it could have been a lot more stress involved this week, but we've managed to enjoy this week with the players. But once we get up to Kirkcaldy, the intention's to win the game, and while I may make a few changes, you know, it's not to the point where I'm weakening the team. There'll be a strong Kilmarnock team picked, and it'll be a team that's expected to win.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is there a chance maybe for some members of the squad to maybe not have been involved, or maybe some of the youngsters to be involved within the squad at least?
Yeah, well, the team's picked, and without giving my team away, you know, I want to make sure that we get the right balance right. You know, and I think it's an important time to demonstrate to the squad that, you know, a lot of players, because it's not just about the team. I've been pretty consistent with the team selection. It's probably been the same 8, 9, 10 boys picked predominantly. But what's pleased me no end of this is the whole thing is the support from everybody within the dressing room. You see it yourself day in, day out, that the squad celebrates the same way as the guy who scores the winning goal. And it has been a real collective effort. So, you know, I think it's an opportunity to reward the squad for that, and that they are all good players we've got here. But as I say, we want to make sure we win the game, and that's the intention.
we're going to catch up with you once the season's finished to do a kind of proper review of the season, but if you were just to have a little bit of a think back to from where the squad has come from when you first came in to now, it must be incredibly satisfying to get to this point.
Yeah, it is. I'm pleased for so many people, the players who, when we met in that first morning, that, we told them that this is how we seen the season playing out, was us finishing top of the pile, and for that to happen, so many things there had to be so many demands put on them. There had to be more personality come from them, more confidence come from them, and we had to work hard for that. We had to become a strong team at home, and that's been the catalyst really. The home results have been that. We've just touched on beating a lot of the teams round about us, and our home form, which hadn't been convincing, has been the opposite of that, which needed to happen. I'm pleased for the board, and obviously it's a chance for me to reward them really for offering me the job, and I was delighted when they saw me as the manager to come in and try and help them. And I've enjoyed from day one to now that how everybody's worked together. And when I see the club in full pomp really on Friday night, the fans celebrating with the players and the celebrations, and I see how important it is to so many people, it shows what can be done here. So I think from that first day, it was a cold January morning, and it was team wasn't in best condition. We still had a chance. Obviously results had been just okay, and things had to change a wee bit. There was no guarantees of anything, and no team can guarantee anything in January, but what we asked for the players is exactly what they gave. So we're delighted that we've managed to deal with our own business. We didn't need to depend on anybody else, which is important, and meet that responsibility. The responsibility of the players who were part of a relegated team, they can feel good about themselves again. And for every one of us who came in since the summer, who it was our job to get the club back up, meeting that responsibility is important, and it feels good.